Dear students, in the last class we have discussed about the minorities and majorities power. So today we are discussing about the third significant reason why we need a constitution. Why we need a constitution. So here in this point we will discuss that we need a constitution is to save us from ourselves. This may sound strange, but what is meant by this is that we might at times feel strongly about an issue that might go against our large interest, and the constitution help us as guard against this. Okay. So in this story we will discuss that sometimes a small issue can make a very good big issues. So here in this story we will discuss about one girl, that is Shabnam. She was having her test. So how she was saying about her issues, let us discuss. So she had two chapters left to revise for tomorrow's test, but it's time for her a favorite TV program. I'm dying to watch it. So she was feeling that yes, surely I will watch that TV program, because she used to continue watch that TV program. But if I do that, I won't have time to finish my revision. Again, she was thinking that if I watch the TV program, I will lose my revision work, and as she could not finish her revision work. So in the second point, what she was saying, Shabnam, why are you looking so worried? So in her home, might be her mother or father is asking, Vida, why you are so worried? So what she want to reply, see, I want to watch a TV program. She was saying that she want to watch a TV program, but I have my test tomorrow. She has a test. If I watch TV, will also want to watch. So if you all watch TV, so she was saying that if you all watch the TV, so even I will also want. So she was saying that I have an idea. She has given one of a small idea that what. So somebody, her parents or mother, she asked that what idea you have given. If no one watches TV tonight, then I may not be tempered. So she kept her words that if no one watches the TV, so I will not irritate or I will not be tempered. So again, see, it's a good thing. I do not want to watch TV. There are so many questions from the last two chapters. So again, she was saying that it's a good thing that if no one watched the TV, so I have so many questions to revise to revise it, and it's two chapters are left to revise this question. So here let us discuss similarly, even the constitution helps to protect us against certain decisions that we might take that could have an adverse effect on a larger principle that the country believes in. In the same way, it's a small thing, they have been adjusted, but in the same way, if we protect the constitution against, if we put a certain discussion, so advisely even the large principles of the country, they can believe us. For example, it's a possible that many people who live in a democracy might come to strongly feel that a party politics has been acrimonious, that we need a strong dictator to see that the right. So here, what is the meaning of acrimonious? It is nothing but it means bitter or very critical. Again, a relations that 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 is acrimonious is when someone or something is bitter or harsh in manner of speech, rubs a person in a wrong way. That we need a strong dictator to see this right. So we need a strong dictator who watch this whether the things are going in a right way or not. Swept by the emotions, they may not release that in a long run. Dictatorial rule goes against all their interests. So if we made a good constitution does not allow these veins to change the basic structure. If we had a good constitution, So no one will change the structure which are going in a good way. It does not allow for the easy overthrow of provision that guarantees right to citizen and protect their freedom. So we had a rights, and we themselves used to protect our freedom. From the above discussion, you will understand that the constitution plays a very important role in a democratic society. So here even the constitution plays a very important role in our democratic societies. Now, let us try to understand the way in which the above points get translated into certain ideals and rules by studying some key feature of the Indian Constitution. So, we had 5 key features of the Indian Constitution. The 5 key features are federalism, parliamentary form of government, separation of powers, fundamental rights, and secularism. I am again repeating. See, we had the 5 key features over here. First, federalism. Second, parliamentary form of government. Third, separation of powers. Fourth, fundamental rights. And fifth, secularism. Again, in this, we had the 4th point, fundamental rights. In these fundamental rights, again we had the 6 fundamental rights. What are the 6 fundamental rights here? Let us discuss. First, right to equality. Second, right to freedom. Third, right against exploitation. Fourth, right to freedom of religion. Fifth, cultural and educational right. Sixth, right to constitutional remedies. Again, I am repeating this one. Fundamental rights, we had 6 fundamental rights. What are these 6 fundamental rights? First, we had discussed first, right to equality. Second, right to freedom. Third, right against exploitation. Fourth, right to freedom of religion. Fifth, cultural and educational right. And sixth, right to constitutional remedies. So tomorrow we will discuss about the Indian Constitution key features in a briefly way. Thank you.